Oh, one of the largest corporations on earth tied into special interests and government spying on us, breaking all the laws, is saying that they don't manipulate the search algorithm? Gee whiz, you have to believe them, right? No, you don't freaking believe them. Gosh darn it, I'm so peeved by this story. This is a story, of course, by the Daily Caller. They're getting a lot of flack right now for their Julian Assange coverage, but that's a separate note. But they had an article here titled "Exclusive Documents Detailing Google's News Blacklist Show Manual Manipulation of Special Search Results." Now, again, this is nothing new. This is something we talked about from the very beginning. Even in 2007, I was making videos being like, hey guys, don't trust Google. Don't trust Google. We're all going to be censored here in a little bit. And of course, we're seeing the censorship ramping up all on fake pretenses. But this is an important article. But even before this article, this kind of illusion that Google is somehow unbiased, is somehow fair, is somehow allowing news results and search results to be natural and organic. I mean, if you believe it in that, I mean, I got a bridge to sell you. I mean, holy cow. So many things I could say about this, but this is an interesting article, mainly because of the fact that Google is still holding on to the fact that they're supposedly unbiased. The article reads, Google's internal network memo indicates that that this person was also involved in, quote, fringe ranking, not showing fake news, hate speech, conspiracy theories, or science, medical, historical denial, unless we're sure that's what the users want. This is an internal memo talking about one of the roles of one of their employees, obviously talking about, hey, we're going to have to sift things out and decide what is best for a viewer to see and not see. Continuing on, the article says, quote, the purpose of this blacklist will be to bar the sites from surfacing in any search feature or news product. That's an official quote from the memo. Going on, the article down below reads, Democratic California Republican Representative Zoe Lofgren asked why a search for the term idiot returned a photo of President Donald Trump. In response, Google responded that, quote, this is working at scale. We don't manually intervene on any particular search results. Now, of course, Google even responded to this official article, doubling down and saying, no, we don't do any of this. There's no personal touch on this at all. This is just the way it is. Jason, do you believe them? And how incredulous do they have to be? How stupid do they think we have to be to think that there's not any kind of manipulation in their algorithm, which is created by them, created by a human who, of course, is going to be biased one way or another.
Well, Luke, I think you missed one of the most important sentences, and it was the next sentence after it was talking about blacklisting. So it says that, let's see, it will not cause a demotion in the organic search results or de-index them altogether. Now, then it goes on to say, but, you know, top news, videos, various sidebars, that's done. Now, de-index altogether would mean a full blackout, but organic search results are extremely manipulated. And I just want to point this out. I did a live stream last night about Alan Dershowitz. And I was looking to find an article on Alan Dershowitz's role in 9/11. For those that don't know, the Israelis that were detained pre-9/11, on 9/11, and post 9/11 were lobbied by two prominent congressmen and Alan Dershowitz at the time to go back to Israel, which they did. It was almost impossible for me to find. So, Luke, check this out. What I did was, one of the initial things I did is I went to the news search of Google. And anybody can do this. I do it all the time. I typed in Alan Dershowitz in quotes. And I went from 9/01/01, that's September 1st, 2001, to September 1st, 2003. Do you know how many results I got for Alan Dershowitz for a 2-year period while he was a prominent celebrity lawyer? 0. I got 0 search results. That would not have happened 5 years ago with the way things are set up. They have made it purposely harder and more difficult to find archive news than ever before through the former company that used to be Don't Be Evil.
Not just hard, almost impossible, Jason, because we've been in this game for a very long time. I mean, what was it, 2006? We've been researching, studying, making videos, talking about these issues, looking over documents. I'm trying to source back old material that I talked about, that we had sources and documents for, and they're all gone. You can't find them. I'm trying to do specific research, being like, yeah, I said this a couple of years ago because of this. Let's find this specific. You can't. And again, for Google to claim that they're some kind of fair, unbiased, there's no manipulation, that's absolute bullcrap. Every person is biased. We're biased. Jason, you're biased. I'm particularly biased against government and any form of authority, trying to, of course, take power over an individual. I am extremely biased and untrustworthy of that automatically, even if it may be good in some delusional aspects or possibility or alternative universes. Regardless of that, I have a clear bias against authority. Jason, you have you like a little bit of authority, but it doesn't matter here because, again, this is where we're all coming from, a personal experience. And when we look at Google, time and time again, they are caught up in so many stupid controversies. The James Damore case, an engineer working there said, yeah, men and women are different. Everyone had a conniption. Everyone went crazy. They needed safe spaces for just the stupidest, most asinine reasons, where now this man had a huge controversy surrounding him because he was just clearly stating facts. And this suppression happens in many different ways. It doesn't just, they understand that if they start just completely blacklisting, completely deleting things, completely being Orwellian like that, that automatically people are going to move away from their platforms and see them for what they are. That's why they're being so subtle. That's why there's this manipulation is happening so slowly on so many different levels, impacting different people at different times. It's the boiling of the frog kind of analogy that's very important to understand here, because slowly and surely they're taking away more and more information. Slowly there's more and more bias. Slowly, so you're getting more and more results. And this is done to the extreme where even this channel, independent media, on the ground reporting many of the times, one of the first channels to be demonetized, to be hit, even where you would talk to me, where people interviewed me on their specific YouTube channels away from us. They put in my name into the results, into the tags or the titles or the description. Automatically, videos demonetized. They did it to my friend in Thailand that I did a video in. They did it to my friend in India that I did an interview in. They did it to a number of people in the United States, including Ron Paul himself. Ron Paul had me on the Liberty Report. And Ron's like, oh, our channel's doing great. None of a video hasn't been demonetized in so long. I think it's been a year. I'm like, Ron, you shouldn't put my name in there. He put my name in there anyway. Comes back, he's like, yep, our video is demonetized that we did together. And obviously, with the demonetization, people need to understand here that not only do you lose an income for the day, based on some kind of algorithm or some latte drinking Silicon Valley yuppie that pays $8 for a coffee, that obviously is representing his biases. But at the same time, the video gets downranked. On average, more than 1/3 of viewers do not see the video when they would, obviously, because of this downranking demonetization that happens. And of course, like, we're looking at everything that's happening here. There's a lot to say. What's some of the things that you're noticing? Because I'm even seeing Tim Pool right now saying, alert, YouTube suppressing this video. He just made a video about Julian Assange, and he said in the description, views are way down. And I've gotten several dozen reports that the video is blocked, seeing reports that this hit several other channels. Personally, on our channel, our video about Julian Assange is doing good. I think it's doing better than average. But again, this speaks to the kind of chaotic, unknown nature with the algorithm, with clear censorship efforts, and it's unclear to even see it with how murky they made it. And I believe it's being done in a murky way so we don't all rebel and leave all at once. That's my take on it. What are you seeing, and what kind of manipulation have you been affected by, Jason?
Well, I'm going to just show the example right here. Check it out, folks. So look how Google kind of fights itself. All right, if you look up over here in the side, I pointed up, you'll notice that I've restricted a regular Google search to Dershowitz between September 1st, 2001, 2003. Look at all these results. Now, you only have to go 5 or 6 down to actually get to news. New York Mag, it's right there. okay? And then you start to go, I mean, it's page upon page. Remember, that's media. You go over to their news search results, same dates, 0 results. They do not want you looking up history. They do not want you cross-referencing media reports and facts. And if I'm doing this with somebody like Dershowitz, you better believe that they're doing it with a lot of other prominent figures as well. In fact, last night, I was on the social media, as the kids say, and all of a sudden I noticed that Jack Posobiec was in my suggested feed. I'm like, wait a minute, I follow Jack. What's going on here? So I went over, I clicked on Jack, and then above Jack, I noticed that @RealJamesWoods was a suggested person. I'm like, wait a minute, I follow James Woods as well. So I immediately posted that to Twitter today. And when I was trying to post an older video from earlier in the week that we'd done about Julian Assange on the We Are Change Twitter that I run, I was also not following the page that I ran. So you tell me, Mr. Dorsey, why in the world would 3 accounts that I obviously want to see come up in my feed just suddenly being poof, gone away? I'm sure it was a mistake. I'm sure it was, not done on purpose. I'm sure they're not targeting alternative voices, Luke. They would never do such a thing except in leaked memos to the public all the time.
No, of course, a corporation that got seed funding by the government that gives all of your private personal information to the government, they would never do something illegal. And what were you doing on Twitter? Looking at spicy GIFs and memes there, Jason?
No.
Like all the hip kids?
No,
is
no.
that what you're doing?
No, I wasn't doing that at all.
And again, okay, I digress here. I'm being silly. The bigger part here is Google wields a huge, vast amount of power. That power holds a huge amounts of responsibility that I would not want anyone having. When we have ultimate power, we also have ultimate corruption. That's not the exact same, but you guys know what I'm trying to say here. And when we look at the larger implications of how society will be run, of the larger implications of such huge authority, of such huge power being held in such few hands, we have to understand that this is a huge, huge danger that we all incentivizing. They know they can't pull the rug all underneath us at one moment. They're doing it slowly so we don't notice it. They're boiling the frog, and it's time that we move away from this huge technocratic monopoly that is running with government and ultimately going to be more powerful than even they are. So this is an important aspect that is becoming, severely critical to talk about, because less and less people are, because Google's influence reaches not only media, but reaches also government, with their lobbying efforts being very significant on K Street in Washington, D.C. And when we have such a grasp of tentacles coming in from so many different directions, it's going to become like quicksand in the digital world, where it's going to be impossible to survive, with many people even arguing now it's already impossible to exist without the cooperation of Google. And holy cow, it's even kind of daunting talking about this right now, Jason. I'm like, holy cow, we're talking about Google. We're on the Google platform. That's like we've been getting kicked in the balls by Google for a very long time. As you guys know, we confronted their then CEO, Eric Schmidt, on this YouTube channel when he was at Bilderberg. And I wonder why our channel's getting kicked in the balls. Yeah. So, keep us in your prayers, especially on the Google platforms. And most importantly, don't forget to go to alternatives like wearechange.org. On the right-hand top corner, you could sign up on our email list. I strongly recommend you do that, because this is one of the ways that we could actually still somehow exist in this changing landscape, a manipulated landscape that could see us gone in a matter of seconds, because all of the other people around us have been disappearing. So keep your eyes out, sign up on email lists, and hopefully we still have some kind of a voice in this more Google-dominated future. That's all I have to say. What about you, Jason?
That's about it, folks. Again, we are doing count them, 4 videos a day across 2 platforms. If you are not subscribed to We Are Change and Pulse Change, please do so. Ring that bell so you get the notifications. Share this stuff on social media, on your website, on your blog, over on the Reddit, on the Vote, whatever kind of platform you can. If you can help us out by buying a t-shirt, making a donation, becoming a YouTube member, that helps so much. But most importantly, get out there and be the change you want to see in the world.